Like next year, NNPC is going to be on flame. It's going to be on fire. Because those people who are even paying or buying or putting a load of subsidy on us, the Lord will expose them. Then Tinubu was supposed to have even joined the Yoruba nation. Because if it drop in between what we are doing now, Yoruba nation, we don't have it. But because why Tinubu is going on there, it's just like somebody that what happened during the time of Goodluck Jonathan and Yadua. You knew Yadua was so sick, but Obasanjo was busy campaigning. Tinubu needs terrible prayer. Terrible prayer. But with the prayer, we're even saying, everybody clamor that we need prayer. But the numbers of days, according to the book of Proverbs 3:16, it said, length of days is in our right hand. Nobody can add 1 day or remove 1 day out of it. Then even the Buhari is still going to fall sick before he hand over. And some people are still going to advise him not to hand over. And it's going to be very disastrous. And they should not turn, there's not how we can do it. Igbo will go and Yoruba will go. Next year is going to be a year of pandemonium.
For more prophecies and gospel news around the world, subscribe to 12 Star TV and turn on notifications.
2023.
Thank you, sir.
Can you just briefly just give us some hints about what is to be expected in
The
year
book,
2023?
the book is loaded. I'm now on page 200.
200.
Yeah, the book is loaded. So for Lagos State, for Kwara State, for Edo State, for Ebonyi State, for Wiki, all these ones, they have their books, they have their chapter. But the only thing for next year, a lot of politicians will die by accident, by stroke, by heart attack. Then many of the House of Assembly members and senators were going to what? They will kick the dust. They will die next year. And then 3 out of our rulers will be flown out of the country. It's only 2 that it's only 1 that will come back. Then again, for next year, there's going to be a lot of hungry in the country. But some politicians may likely want to share food for the month of March and April. To share rice, to share maize, to share everything. That's what they do during the election. But the next election too, we may even have crisis because at the beginning of the campaign and everything, one of the prominent politicians may drop dead or may even go to London and never come back again. So automatically, I told you before, in the book, the law said it's not election because Nigeria has expired. That's the main important thing. The country has expired 2014 years. According to Lord Lugard, he said if you are not compatible for 100 years, you should walk away. You know when you are having a party, you rent a share or you rent a hall, they will be telling you your limits. So the hall you rent will be from 10 o'clock to 2:30. Another person is coming in again by 5 o'clock. So automatically you have to vacate. And if you say you want to add money, they will tell you no. The other person too, they are paid. Nigeria has expired 2014. And that was the reason why Goodluck Jonathan was even having a consumer conference. Maybe we can sit down, we can forge it up. But those people who said they are stakeholders, they will say no, that's the Arewa and then the Northerners, the Fulani, and because they think one day, where is Zagari? Is dead. Where is Simeogumi? It's no more. Where is Abacha? It's no more. Where is Funtua? Where is Abakiari? But they don't even think. And when you look at the book of Psalm 45, Psalm 49, the second Samuel 40, Ezekiel 40. And when you look at the book of Joshua 5 and Joshua 6, and see what happened. When the 3 kings of Moab said they wanted to attack, they want to attack Joshua at the end of the day. And look at how the Lord gave these people victory. In the book of Judges 4 and 5, and then Judges 10 and 11, what happened to Jephthah? He said, whatever comes out of my house is what I will give to God. And the only daughter came. And because he's a fantastic man. But next year, we're going to know the difference between a Christian and a believer for next year. We are going to differentiate the difference between a Christian and a believer. Because if Adebo said he's a Christian, then Prophet Michael said he's a Christian, it's a lie. Because we are not behaving like Christ. Christ now has no mansion. Christ does not use Amateco to guide himself. Then Christ does not even make love to anybody. You know what I'm saying? Never make love to anybody. But everybody today is rushing to church claiming they are believers. They are not believers. And when you look at the book of Acts of the Apostle 8, Acts of the Apostle 9, Acts of the Apostle 10 and 11, and even in 13, he said he sent them out to go and work, to go and evangelize. But people are not evangelizing again. They were looking out to shoot their brothers. So next year, there's going to be a low, the church business will face a lot of persecution because many members are going to attack their pastors and they're going to attack the GO and they're going to stone the GO and they're going to tell the GO, don't call our house again because you are a liar. Because Ezekiel 34 verse 10. Then when you look at the book of Ezekiel 37, he said one thing. He said he saw scattered bone. Next year, hunger will scatter our bone. And then there's going to be terrible rain in rivers, in Lagos. And then there's going to be flood. And those flood normally comes through when they open their dam. In what? In Cameroon. Because the World Bank in 1978 made a giant dam in Nigeria, but we did not finish it. Because the Northerners knew that it cannot affect them. But it only affect the people from Bayelsa, people from Kogi, people from Kwara down here to Lagos. So maybe that one will help us to drive them away or wipe them away. And when you look at all the lands given to the Northern, to the Igbos, the topography of the land was so bad, just like the one of Holland. It's below what? Below sea level. So automatically look at the flood every day there. And then the mineral resources they have, they never allow them to use it to benefit themselves. So by next year, people are going to agitate that if Zamfara can be using their gold by the state, then the Northerners, the people in Bayelsa, the people in Rivers, the people in those places will fight for their rights. And then the NDDC is going to take a new leader. And then there's going to be a lot of court litigation problem amongst in NDDC. Then like next year, NNPC is going to be on flame. It's going to be on fire. Because those people who are even paying or buying or putting a load of subsidy on us, the law will expose them for next year. Then, and in next year too, we should be expecting a lot of debt amongst the children of those who have cheated Nigeria before. Then even Oshoba need a lot of prayer. Then Bode George need a lot of prayer. Then Tinubu, if the whole world is praying for Tinubu, Tinubu did not use his life well from the beginning. Then Tinubu should supposed to have even joined the Yoruba nation. Because if he drop in between what we are doing now, Yoruba nation, we don't have it. But because while Tinubu is going on there, it's just like somebody that what happened during the time of Goodluck Jonathan and Yadua. The new Yadua was so sick, but Obasanjo was busy campaigning. And that's what the Northerners want to put on board. But they never knew that the time will come when this man will be no more. Because it said in the book of 1 Corinthians 2, from 6 to 10, he said another foundation is not, we cannot lay it. And when you look at the book of Jeremiah 9, Jeremiah 10, and Jeremiah 21, and when you look at the book of 1 Samuel 18 and 2 Samuel 18, you say, oh, my son Absalom. He said, King, are you worried about your son or with the soldiers? He said, no. I'm only worried about you people. And that's all. There's going to be a lot of I know next year. But the CBN manager will likely run away because he has put the Igbo in what? On a high jump. And when you look at all the Igbos who has been ruling or who had the CBN, they left the place in shame. They always left the place what? In shame. And when you look at the Yoruba people too, and when you look at the Northerners, the two tribes, they don't know how to manage money because they don't know how to work. That's how they don't know how to keep money. If you know how to work, you won't know how to spend money. That's one thing. Then next year again, there's going to be, nobody will ever wanted to kidnap anybody, but some Yoruba prominent rulers, they're going to face with trouble. The youth of the area, there will be an uproar. There's going to be an arrest. In some states, like Ife, there's going to be unrest. In Oyo, there's going to be arrest. Then there's going to be arrest again. You know why the other guy who said he knows more than everybody, Oluwo, he's going to face a lot of trouble, a lot of criticism next year. And he may likely lose his life next year if care is not taken. Then the Oni of Ife may be flown out of the country before the end of October next year of his sickness being known to God. You know, they warned him before to keep his Gentiles. His pen is so that he don't run into trouble with it. And now he has started his open it. But he could remember the book, in the book of Ecclesiastes 7 and 8, even the last 3 verses of the Ecclesiastes 7, he said, I regretted the most bitter thing, the bitter mistake I made in life is having associated with women. He said the most dangerous thing under heaven is woman. But that's his best fruit now. He wants to tell the whole world that he has his cheek is even bigger than the other people in the world. So he has plenty house for women to come. But Solomon went that route before. It never worked well for him. The next year again, we should pray against accidents and fire infernos in markets. Fire infernos in what? In markets. Then most of all the pastors and prophets, fake prophets, they are going to meet their Waterloo. They are going to meet what? Their Waterloo next year. So as the book is going on, I will be revealing a lot for you. But those are the things that we're going to expect. Tinubu needs terrible prayer. Terrible prayer. But with the prayer, we're even saying, everybody clamor that you need prayer. But the numbers of days, according to the book of Proverbs 3:16, is the length of days is in the right hand. Nobody can add 1 day or remove 1 day out of it. Then even Buhari is still going to fall sick before you hand over. And some people are still going to advise him not to hand over. And it's going to be very disastrous. And they should not turn, that's not how we can do it. Igbo will go and Yoruba will go. Next year is going to be a year of pandemonium. Ups and downs, full of every trouble. Anything from the second day of February. So that's all.
For more prophecies and gospel news around the world, subscribe to 12 Star TV and turn on notifications.